I think the whole movie industry right now is, going through obviously a lot of change, a lot of experimentation. We have announced in some cases a shorter window on a select number of titles.
What is the window strategy, especially on the film side, and will it vary from film to film? Will some go straight to the service and others start in cinemas and come to the service later, I imagine?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the whole movie industry right now is, going through obviously a lot of change, a lot of experimentation. We have announced in some cases a shorter window on a select number of titles where we're able to bring those to the market in some cases, 30 to 45 days post the theatrical window. We also have a slate of direct to Paramount Plus features that are in development as well. And so there will be movies that do go direct to Paramount Plus and are developed specifically for Paramount Plus. And then there are movies that will follow the traditional pay TV windows where they will premiere theatrically all around the world, and then they will follow pay one, pay two, pay three, those sorts of traditional windows. It depends on a lot of different things, to tell you the truth. And it's something that, like everybody else, we're still continuing to work through and to test the waters a bit. But, and to some extent, it depends on various markets. The strength of the theatrical business, like everything, really does vary from market to market. And the opportunity to experiment with the windows also varies from market to market. But we work very, very closely with the Paramount distribution team and the global distribution group within ViacomCBS. They've been incredible partners with us. They're big believers in Paramount Plus. They're big believers in theatrical movies too. But they've been, really great partners at working with us on trying to be innovative, trying to deliver an experience that the audience expects through Paramount Plus and through a streaming service, but also, sort of preserve the special experience of going and sitting in the movie theater. And I think, obviously the success this weekend of Black Widow on both the theatrical and on the streaming side of things, speaks to not only the complexity of navigating these windows, but also the opportunity that there is still an incredible opportunity, I think, for people who want to go to movies and sit in the movie theater and have that experience, but also people who want to have the experience at home. So I think we're going to continue to see lots of evolution, lots of experimenting. And our partners, like I said, at Paramount are fantastic at working with us on that.
Great. You just mentioned evolution. I mean, we're obviously living in a still evolving world of 2021. What's it been like launching something while the pandemic is still impacting lives in a lot of ways? And, are there lessons that you've learned since you launched?
Oh, it's, the last 18 months, it's been quite an experience, right? I actually took this role on March 9th of 2020. And so it was my expectation for what I thought this role was going to be when I took the job last March was obviously quite a bit different than what has actually happened in the last 18 months. But on the other hand, there are things about it that have been absolutely normal and absolutely, kind of business as usual. I think it speaks to the resilience of us as humans and our business, and how actually quite easy it was to switch to, working in a virtual environment. And some could argue that maybe this was the best time to launch a streaming service, right? Because we had such a captive audience at home that, we launched Pluto in a bunch of markets over the last 18 months. We launched Paramount Plus in a bunch of markets over the last 6 months. And in every case, it has honestly exceeded our expectations. And so while, the work is a little different, and things happened a little differently, and we didn't get to spend as much time with each other in person as maybe we had wanted to. The launches themselves really went off, frankly, without a hitch. And I could almost even make the argument that maybe we were able to move even faster.
Yeah.
What I heard from a lot of people on my team was the fact that they weren't dealing with commuting, the fact that they weren't dealing with getting on airplanes all the time, meant that they could actually move more quickly. And in some cases, they felt like they were more productive. So, while this has been obviously, devastating on many levels, and obviously a very stressful and challenging time for a lot of people in the world, there have been some silver linings. And I think for us in rolling out these streaming services, I couldn't have asked for a better team, and it really couldn't have gone more smoothly, honestly. It's been great.